Chinese President Xi Jinping's most ambitious project, Belt and Road Initiative, also known as New Silk Road, is failing and countries are falling into the debt trap. Before we get into any further, hello everyone, my name is Ravi and welcome to my channel. Let's understand the meaning of debt trap. Hypothetically, imagine a scenario where you own a house and the value of house is less than 1 crore. But the lender, whether it's a financial institute or bank, will sanction an amount of 20 cr and you don't even have a source of income to repay it. In that case, bank will take over your property. In this scenario, the owner will not have any other choice but to hand over the property to the lender. This is known as debt trap. But what in case if the hunter gets hunted? Chinese is falling into his own debt trap as the country bank have sharply reduced the lending to the low income countries under the Belt and Road Initiative after the crumbled economic of the borrowing countries. Under the Belt and Road Initiative, Chinese invested over 1 trillion USD as loan to nearly 150 developing and least developing country at the high rate of interest, becoming the world's largest official creditor for the first time. But the country is learning hard lesson as the borrowing countries are facing foreign exchange crisis and cannot pay back to the Chinese debts. Nearly 60% of Chinese overseas loans are currently held by countries considered to be the financial disaster. Pakistan and Sri Lanka are the recent example of Chinese worrisome situation. Amid the continuous political instability, the economy of Sri Lanka collapsed and Pakistan is also in the brink of economic collapse. The two countries are failing to repay their loan, posing a threat to the Chinese economy. As a result of which, Pakistan Gwadar port has been leased to Chinese company for 43 years.
The Gwadar port has been leased to China for 43 years. That's until 2059. So what message is China trying to send here? They're trying to tell Pakistan that Gwadar is disposable. And for that matter, any Chinese promise is disposable.
Struggling to pay back $8 billion Chinese loan and investment, the previous Sri Lankan government has handed over majority of share of Hambantota port to Chinese state-owned company for 99-year lease.
Later in 2010, Sri Lanka borrowed $1.2 billion from China to build the Hambantota port. The island country was unable to run the port and repay the debt. The result, China and Sri Lanka negotiated and Sri Lanka had to hand over the crucial and critical port to China on lease for 99 years. Shashi Dhanatunga, an economist, has said the loans taken from China triggered the misery in Sri Lanka.
I will ask this question to each and every one of you, whether the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative will overcome his losses and become successful. Many African countries has voiced out their unsustainable BRI loan. Zambia has already cancelled its foreign loan, which mainly consists of Chinese one. Chinese has invested over USD 140 billion. Among the major recipient countries are Ethiopia, Kenya, Republic of Congo, Zambia, etc.
Xi Jinping's Belt and Road is losing steam. That's why they're making the shift. Let me show you some numbers. From 2013 to 2021, Malaysia has cancelled projects worth $11 billion. Kazakhstan has cancelled worth $1.5 billion. Bolivia, $1 billion. Almost 35% of the projects are struggling with corruption, protests and labor violations. Basically, these countries are having
Bangladesh Finance Minister Mustafa Kamal in his recent statement warned the nation must think twice about the loans as Beijing poor lending decision risks pushing the nation into debt distress.
Now, in an interview to Financial Times, Finance Minister Kamal referred to the Belt and Road Initiative and said all developing nations will be thinking twice before agreeing to that project. He also said, and I am quoting here, everybody is blaming China. China cannot disagree. It is their responsibility.
Unfortunately for China, it is designed to keep a collateral. The project where it is invested has been failed. The project either has been halted or have no commercial value.